Now moving on. India's retail sector witnessed strong growth this festive season, generating business worth Rs 5.40 lakh crore between Navratri and Diwali, a 25% rise over last year, according to CAIT. Mainline retail accounted for nearly 85% of the total sales, highlighting a revival in brick-and-mortar markets. Grocery and FMCG led festive sales with 12%, followed by gold and jewelry at 10%, electronics at 8%, consumer durables at 7%, and ready-made garments at 7%. CAIT credited the surge to GST reductions across key categories and strong consumer preference for Indian-made goods, with 87% choosing Swadeshi products. The festive trade also created an estimated 50 lakh temporary jobs, and traders expect momentum to continue through winter and the wedding season. I have my colleague Malvika Pandey joining me with more details. Malvika, over to you.
Well, Vaishali, as you very rightly gave this overview of this report that has been released, we actually have the document with us that I'm just going to take you through now. This is the research report on Diwali festival sales that is on our screens right now. Now, this has been released by the Confederation of All India Traders. Now, this survey was conducted between Navratri to Diwali, so the entire festive season, and it has surveyed trade association, individual traders, as well as consumers. So we are now just going to look at the results over here, and you can see that the total estimate of sales during Diwali was for rupees 5.40 lakh crores. Now, what is also very important to note that this is a huge rise from the previous year, which was the 2024 festive sales were rupees 4.25 lakh crores. So, of course, a massive rise in the consumption noticed during this festive season. We also have the category-wise sales distribution with us over here, and you can see that apart from grocery and fast-moving consumer goods, of course, the biggest sales were in gold and jewelry. And the figures are here in front of us. We have consumer durables, which recorded a 7% sale. Electronics and electricals accounted for 8%. Gift items 7%. Sweets and namkeens 5%. Bakery and confectionery 3%. So you can see all of these categories which recorded the highest sales here. Now, what is also important to note is that the CAIT has very clearly stated that a big impact on this rise is due to firstly the GST rate rationalization, and secondly Prime Minister Narendra Modi's push for Swadeshi goods. So over here you can see that 72% of survey traders reported higher sales volumes directly attributable to reduced GST. Now this is of course the traders, while consumers also expressed greater satisfaction with stable prices amid festive demand, aiding consumption continuity post-Diwali. So GST had a huge impact in driving this rise. The second thing that was responsible for this boost was of course Prime Minister Narendra Modi's call for Swadeshi goods and asking people to be vocal for local products. Now nearly 87% of consumers preferred Indian-made goods over imported items. So that's a big figure for you over there. 87% consumers went for Indian goods rather than any sort of imported items. Now there was also a visible decline in demand for Chinese goods, which of course is important to keep in mind, because during this festive season usually you have firecrackers and other such gifting items that are mostly Chinese imported, but this year there was a visible decline in that as well. So we also have the trader confidence index, which was 8.6 out of 10. Now what is important once again to note over here is that this was up from 7.8 in 2024. So trader confidence index has risen as has the consumer confidence index, which was 8.4 out of 10, which of course reflects optimism about economic stability as well as spending capacity. So these are figures for you over there that we've just read out for you. Now, of course, very economically significant because the non-corporate and non-agricultural sectors have now emerged as a major driver for India's growth, for the growth of India's economy. Now, this has been driven by 9 crore small businesses and crores of small manufacturing units. So, of course, small businesses and institutes emerging as a big boost for the Indian economy. Now, the Diwali trade surge also provided temporary employment for nearly 50 lakh people. So you can see that overall, it's not just one thing, it's not just consumption, but throughout many indices, this growth has been witnessed for India's economy. Now, they have made some recommendations as well as implications for India's economic policy as well, and the first one, of course, being support to domestic manufacturing and trading sectors, because as we saw, there has been a rise in demand for Indian imported goods rather than any sort of imported goods, and small businesses have emerged as the biggest driver for this growth. Infrastructure improvement, digital enablement, urban market planning, and sustaining this Swadeshi campaign, because as we saw alongside GST, this push for Swadeshi goods has emerged as a major reason for this growth. So, of course, this is the report that has been presented, a major boost for India's economy, and GST rate rationalization alongside a Swadeshi campaign becoming the major drivers for this growth. Yes, Vaishali, back to you.